Game 1 of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity can take it to the next level.
Caitlin Clark won't be stepping onto a WNBA court for the next 23 days, a staggering gap in action at a time when league viewership is already plummeting after her playoff exit.
And it looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled.
Experts and fans alike are declaring they are done with the WNBA, saying they won't be watching anymore. But before we dive into the fallout, let's break down just how massive Caitlin Clark's impact has been on the league this year. And trust me, the numbers will blow your mind.
The 2023 season, the WNBA has grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is, if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this week.
Believe it or not, Caitlin Clark's announcement shocked fans across the country. Now, analysts like Molly Karam and Monica McNutt on ESPN are left to figure out who the real face of the WNBA is. With Clark out, attendance is expected to hit record lows for the season.
I wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar, has officially completed her rookie season in the WNBA, and her impact on the league has been nothing short of transformative. Known for her deep-range shooting and elite playmaking, Clark captivated fans all season long, driving record-breaking attendance and viewership wherever she played. Her inaugural campaign came to an end with a tough playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun, cutting short what many hoped would be a deeper postseason run. Still, her influence on the league is undeniable. She was a driving force behind the Fever's league-leading attendance, both at home and on the road.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Whenever Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court, arenas were packed with fans, many traveling across the country just to watch her sink deep range shots, deliver pinpoint assists, and display her electrifying basketball IQ. Her performances were magnetic, drawing huge crowds and putting the Fever in the national spotlight. Thanks to Clark, the Fever saw a dramatic rise in popularity, becoming one of the most watched teams in the WNBA. But now, with Clark out of the playoffs, the league is feeling the impact, and it's clear the WNBA is struggling without its brightest star.
Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see it. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. I was at the Fever in Indiana game recently, and the amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One Arena might as well have been a home game for Caitlin Clark. Not Indiana, Caitlin Clark. The thing is, that didn't surprise me. But what did surprise me was how packed the game was.
And it's not just Fever fans who are feeling the void. The entire WNBA is already seeing a noticeable drop in viewership now that Caitlin Clark is out of the playoffs. Weekend matchups, which normally draw some of the season's biggest audiences, are expected to take a sharp hit without her on the national stage. Fans weren't just tuning in for their favorite teams. They were tuning in to watch Clark, whose electrifying performances made her a must-see star. Caitlin Clark has transcended the role of team player, becoming a bona fide superstar whose influence reaches far beyond the Fever. Her absence isn't just a loss for her team. It's a blow to the entire league, as her star power was a major force driving the WNBA's growing audience.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
It's rare for a rookie to make such a seismic impact on a professional league, But Caitlin Clark is anything but ordinary. From the moment she stepped onto a WNBA court, she commanded attention. Her electrifying performances instantly put her in conversations usually reserved for all-time greats, with many comparing her influence in the WNBA to the likes of LeBron James and Stephen Curry in the NBA. The excitement she brought to every game went far beyond her own fan base. She became a league-wide phenomenon. Dominating offensively while also serving as a playmaker, Clark proved herself a true unicorn on the court. That so many fans have tuned out of the playoffs in her absence speaks volumes about the monumental impact she's had in just a single season.
Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today.
Looking back on her season, it's clear fatigue played a major role in the Fever's inability to push deeper into the playoffs. Caitlin Clark endured a staggering workload, playing nearly as many games this year as NBA stars do during a full regular season, combining both her college campaign and WNBA duties in a rapid, grueling stretch. From leading Iowa to the NCAA finals to immediately shooting up for the Fever and diving into the WNBA playoffs, Clark had almost no time to rest or recover. By the season's end, it was evident she was running on fumes. Yet even in the physically draining moments, she delivered elite performances, showcasing her endurance, basketball IQ, and sheer willpower. Against the Connecticut Sun, Clark left everything on the floor, scoring 25 points, dishing out 9 assists, and bringing her trademark intensity. Despite her heroics, it wasn't enough to keep the Fever's playoff hopes alive. Clark never shied away from the spotlight, carrying her team in crucial moments. But basketball is a team sport, and the Fever's inconsistent support on both ends ultimately sealed their fate.
With Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not nice.
Foul became an unfortunate storyline in Caitlin Clark's final game as well. Several questionable calls went against her, sparking frustration among fans and analysts, many of whom wondered if she was being officiated differently because of her rising star status. These calls disrupted her rhythm and made it harder for her to fully control the game. Yet Clark remained composed throughout, pushing her team forward with relentless determination and trying to carry them into the next round. Despite her heroic efforts, without consistent offensive support from her teammates and a bit more defensive luck, her brilliance alone wasn't enough to overcome the Connecticut Sun's relentless play.
A lot of things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So.
Caitlin Clark has decided to take a well-earned break. There's no word yet on her joining a European team or participating in 3-on-3 tournaments this offseason. Instead, she's focusing on recharging and recovering after an intense season, both mentally and physically. While many players use the offseason to compete overseas or in smaller competitions, Clark is prioritizing her health, a sensible choice given that she played nearly as many games this year as an NBA star, all while carrying the enormous pressure of being a franchise player in her rookie season. The physical demands were immense, but so too were the mental and emotional pressures of leading her team and living in the national spotlight. Clark's impact on the league has been undeniable. Her meteoric rise has drawn a wave of new fans of women's basketball, yet without her on the court, the WNBA is already feeling the effects. It's not just die-hard Fever supporters stepping away. Overall viewership is dropping, as fans who tuned in to witness Clark's breakout performances are now left wanting. Her thrilling style of play and magnetic presence brought a level of attention to the WNBA that the league hasn't seen in years, finally giving it a star capable of being the true face of women's basketball.
But they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part.
Globally, Caitlin Clark has had profound impact on the game of basketball. Her standout performances at Iowa, combined with a stellar rookie season in the WNBA, have turned her into a household name not just in the US, but around the world. Clark has elevated the visibility of women's basketball to unprecedented levels, inspiring a new generation of players and bringing excitement to the sport that hasn't been seen in years. From her clutch shooting to her fierce competitive drive, she has captured the imagination of fans worldwide. However, with Clark off the court, the WNBA's global spotlight has dimmed. The decline in viewership without her active participation underscores her magnetic star power and far-reaching appeal. Her influence extends beyond individual games. It reflects a shift in how women's basketball is perceived overall. Without Clark's electrifying presence, the league is already feeling the ripple effects, showing just how central she has become to the sport. Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the Indiana Fever. She is rapidly becoming the face of the entire WNBA. Her dynamic play and transformative presence have set her apart as a true game changer. With her out of the playoffs, it's clear just how vital she is to the league's growth and appeal. Clark isn't just another player. She is the future of women's basketball.
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life. Like,
while the WNBA boasts a roster full of talented players, it's Caitlin Clark who is driving the league's popularity to unprecedented heights, captivating audiences and expanding its fan base. Her ability to command attention both on and off the court has made her a central figure in the WNBA's growing global reach. Now, with Clark on a break, the league faces a challenge of navigating a period without one of its biggest draws, leaving a noticeable void in excitement. The Fever's remarkable season, highlighted by the highest home and away attendance in the league, is a testament to Clark's profound effect on fan engagement. Her ability to draw crowds and spark enthusiasm for women's basketball has been unmatched. Yet, with her team out of the playoffs, many of those loyal fans have temporarily stepped away from following the WNBA. This only underscores the influence Clark holds, not just over her team, but over the league as a whole. Her star power is undeniable, and as the next season approaches, all eyes will be on her anticipated return. Fans know that when Clark steps back on the court, her presence has the power to reshape the league and reignite the passion she brings to the game.
What is the major point that you want to make here, your major thesis statement on this? Because every time Caitlin Clark comes up, I feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest in terms of this narrative, where you're frustrated.
Well, first of all, I'm not frustrated. Number two, I did get stuff off my chest on numerous occasions. I'm just reiterating my points because I think one of the things that needed to be mentioned is that even though Caitlin Clark is new to this, and even though she has proven to be a potentially sensational player, the resentment that some, not most, not all, that stuff that was going on was real. While her rookie season ended sooner than many fans had hoped, Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is already undeniable. Her electrifying play, deep three-pointers, and fierce competitive spirit captivated audiences both in arenas and on screens, establishing her as a central figure in the league's future. Clark brought an energy that drew in new fans and boosted viewership across the league. Now, as she takes a well-earned break, the WNBA faces a major challenge: maintaining momentum without its brightest star. Her absence has created a void in fan engagement, leaving the league to navigate a quieter period. Fans are already counting down the days until her return, and it's clear the league needs her as much as she needs this time to rest and recharge. Looking ahead, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark's comeback will be one of the most anticipated events in WNBA history. Her presence has reshaped the league, and when she steps back onto the court, the WNBA will feel the full force of her influence once again. Her star power transcends the sport, attracting fans from around the globe, and her absence has left a noticeable gap in excitement. Until then, the league must navigate this quieter period, knowing that the world is watching and eagerly awaiting her return. Clark's comeback promises to reignite the WNBA, setting the stage for another transformative season. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. More Caitlin Clark content is on screen now.